the good life.
Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. Another exciting day in my kitchen. I thought we'd all take a trip to Nonna Borio's cucina, my grandmother's kitchen. So when I was a kid, you know, it was funny. I always grew up with this recipe, this dish, this absolutely delicious dolce, this sweet, delicious treat that my grandmother would make, and I thought that everybody had it that way. They did it. You know, this is hot chocolate. This is the Italian version of hot chocolate. So when I got older and I started to go over my friend's house, you know, most of my other friends that weren't Italian, they had, and I know your question is, why would you hang out with other people that weren't Italian? That's a good question. You know, I felt bad for them, essentially. But when I hung out with my buddies, and their mother would make a hot cocoa, so it was basically like chocolate milk heated up. But no. In the Italian family, they actually had chocolate that was hot. And it's just one of those great memories when you smell it, when you taste it. Boy, it brings me right back to 6 years old, sitting with my grandmother in her simple, beautiful kitchen, listening to her beautiful voice, and just having a wonderful day, especially in that winter time. So let me go over this. Let me go over the ingredients. It's fun. It's easy. It's fast. And I'll tell you, this is a dish your kids will remember you'll remember forever, but your kids will remember forever, okay? So one, I've got myself one of these mason jars, okay? My grandmother never served it in a mason jar, but I thought it looked pretty cool for today. So we've got a mason jar, okay? Now you want to use some great chocolate. If you can, you want to use some really great chocolate. So I've got dark chocolate. I got about 4 ounces. Oh, it's 4 ounces of dark chocolate, okay? And that is a really high content of cocoa. You want to try to go over 70% if you can, okay? I've got here about a teaspoon of cornstarch. We're going to use that as like an emulsifier / thickening agent, okay, to the cocoa, which is going to be great. And I've got here a heavy cup of heavy cream. So when I say heavy cup, it's not an exact measurement, but it's a little over a cup, and it's whipping cream. What I've got here is about 2.5 tablespoons of cocoa. Oh, fantastic. And here I've got 2 tablespoons of sugar. Now don't be misled, it's the whole pure sugar, organic sugar. And I had some in my cabinet. It's delicious and it's good for you. Being bad for you, it's good for you. It's the best version of something that's bad for you. All right, so we got that going, right? Olive oil does not go in this dish, but if it did, you'd be like, hey, I would want to put a high quality olive oil. How about some of the world's best? Well, lucky for you, I happen to own a farm in Italy, in Puglia, just above the heel, and we co-op with a group of farms to bring you some of the best olive oil you're ever going to have in the planet. It's Italian trees, Italian olives. I named the company after my 2 boys, Vito and Joe. You know, the oil's grassy, earthy, and it's peppery, it's delicious. And you can go right on our website. You can go to the link right below this. You can go on our Facebook page, hit buy it now. We sell it in a large and small. And believe it or not, we drop ship it right to the front door of your house. I call it a trip to Italy right in a bottle. Absolutely a great compliment to any kitchen. So what we're going to need here to get going is we're going to need a pan. We're going to heat it. Now some people talk about double boiler and such. You won't need that because we're going to warm the chocolate in the liquid. We're not going to warm the chocolate directly. The beauty of this is it's quick. So the kids come in, boy, they can sit down, you can get this thing going fast, all right? So first thing I want to do is get that thickening agent going and get that dissolved. So I'm going to take my cornstarch and I'm going to take a little bit of my cream. It doesn't really matter exactly how much, but a little bit. And then I just want to get that stirring into that cornstarch, and I want to make it nice and smooth. So I'm just going to let that set there for a couple of minutes and let that cornstarch hydrate with the cream, and I'm going to meet you guys over at the stove. Cornstarch is getting hydrated over there, and real simple here, I'm going to start mixing my ingredients. I'm going to take my heavy cream, pour that heavy cream right in there, and then turn the heat up. And you want to bring this up to a boil. So while that's starting to heat up, I'm going to go ahead and add my sugar. So I want to sweeten that milk, or that cream. At the same time, I want that sugar to dissolve. Now my cream's just on the verge of starting to boil. I gotta get the cream to boil if I want to activate that cornstarch as an emulsifying and thickening agent, okay? That's stirred, got my cocoa, got my chocolate. You guys probably already went online, got yourself a bottle of olive oil. I'll tell you another tip that make this come out awesome and the kids are gonna love it is if you subscribe to our channel. You like that transition? So there's a red button, matches my towel. Right there in the corner, when you click that, what it does is any trips, any recipes, any great ideas, anything going on, blogging with Borio, anything happening in Cooking Italian with Joe, that'll come right to your notification box. I'll tell you, it means a lot to me when you subscribe to our channel. Hey, it makes you part of the family. You know what I'm saying? All right, so this thing's ready to boil. Now you're gonna see it's almost ready, but see how the outside's boiling? I wanna get some bubbles in the middle. Not just what's in contact with the heat, but the actual liquid is right where I need it. There it is, see those bubbles coming up right there? There you go. So now I'm gonna go ahead and mix this right in there. And that's my thickening agent, right? There's my cornstarch. Now I'm gonna let that come right back to my boil. Okay, she's boiling again. Now real slow, I'm gonna enter my chocolate. Okay, and I wanna do a little bit at a time, my cocoa. And I wanna give it a chance to hydrate and stir and mix. I'm gonna turn my heat way down now. And now what I wanna do is just let that cocoa hydrate and get it mixed really well. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna start adding our chocolate. You just add a couple at a time. I'm gonna add a couple more. And if it's really good chocolate, which this is, it'll melt really quick. Because most of it is that fatty oil chocolate. That is so good. You see how it's getting really dark right now? Oh, that's good. We're gonna add a couple more. Now I'm gonna add my last 2 chunks right in there. And now you're gonna let it set on there until it's all fully melted. And get ready to serve. And when it starts to get ribbon-like, see how that gets like a ribbon consistency, as they call it? Look at that, see that? Oh, you know you're done. Turn that heat off. Now this would be enough for like maybe 2 people. Unless you're me, then you'd eat the whole thing, but okay. And then you're just gonna pour it in whatever jar you wanna have. Yeah, so you do about that much, right? Now sometimes what my grandma would do, if there wasn't enough heavy cream in there, you know, a lot of times people talk about putting like marshmallows, or which you would with like with a hot cocoa, right? Or you would put whipped cream. She would just take heavy cream, put it right on the top, just to give you that beautiful little split. How good does that look, right? Ooh. All right, guys, you know it's my favorite part. So I'm gonna get some of that chocolate with the cream. If that doesn't bring me right back to my grandmother's. You know, it's got that hot, just deep, dark chocolate. And it's just the perfect amount of sweetness, not too much, right? It's like chocolate pudding, but it's so intense, so delicious. Now guys, that's hot chocolate. I'm waiting to hear my grandmother come right around the corner. Jojo! Boy, those were good days. Guys, thanks so much for joining me in the kitchen for something simple, fast, absolutely delicious. You can bet you and I'm going to finish the rest of that puppy. There's no doubt about that. And remember, shut off the electronics and the cell phones and the computer and the TV, and you know, get around the table and make a mess and tell stories and celebrate your heritage and set some new traditions to last you a lifetime. I know they did for me. Remember to hit that red button, subscribe, make you part of the Boyle family, you know what I'm saying? Jump online, grab yourself a bottle of olive oil. Vito and Joe's will drop ship it right to your house. Truly a trip to Italy right in a bottle, guys. And from my kitchen to yours, until next week, bon appetito.
Good life, full of fun, seems to be